Hello, everybody! Welcome back to Quest Junkies. It is Monday night, my dudes, and it's time for the season finale of the Rhódania Chronicles. Say hi, guys!
Hi, guys!
Hi, guys! Hi, guys!
It is so wonderful to be here with you tonight. I'm going to be honest. Probably the most important session we've done on Quest Junkies since the finale of the Demethrin 5. This is 50 sessions of Rhódania and 6 sessions of Demethrin, all culminating into one session here. It's not the end of the campaign, but it's the closing of this chapter of the campaign. So we hope you stick with us tonight for the next few hours to see what remains at the end of this. So, let's quickly go around the table. My dear friends, if you'd be so kind, please introduce yourself and tell us who you will be playing. Starting, as always, with Myrid the Pirate.
Hello, my lovelies. I am Mai, aka Myrid the Pirate. Tonight I will be playing, not for the last time, but for the last time for a while, Rhódania, my Circle Stars, Feelies Druid, Artificer.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the 300 biddies, Scarlet Song! We love you, Scarlet. You can see Scarlet on Quest Junkies on Thursday night for our premiere of Candela Obscura. More information on that later on. Thank you so much. Moving along. Grim in chat.
Hello, my not-so-lovelies. My name is Mike, literally Grim in Chat, and tonight I will be reprising your second favorite small boys role, Wes the Alchemist, Artificer, / Rogue, /
Many question marks now in those character class choices. Interesting, thank you so much. And all the biddies and subscriptions and hype train, thank you so much. What a way to start the session, thank you. Moving down the overlay, it's Patoons.
Oh my goodness! Hi everyone, I'm Patrick, aka Patton. Sometimes I draw art, but Monday nights I play Conor McGuinness, a Herb Genasi Runai fighter. I'm gonna protect everyone in the chat and on the stream. No one's fucking dying tonight.
Uh-huh.
Bold of you to assume. I look forward to seeing if you can proof those words. I'm sure you can. I have faith in all of you. And last but certainly not least, by any measure, Bridget.
Hi guys, I'm kidding. I don't have the energy to do that voice week. Hello everybody. My name's Bridget. I'll be playing Frike, the Way of the Long Death Shadowkai Monk Warlock.
Indeed.
I don't know what that was.
It was something.
It was
let me tell
everything
you.
is what it was.
Yes, 100%. And I am Patch, your ever humble dungeon master. I play everyone else. So,
Yeah, you do.
periodically through the stream, you will see both in the chat and on the overlay a few things, advertising things like our merch store, things that we want you to check out like Sirenscape, Tabletop Dominion, these wonderful companies that help make Quest Junkies what it is, and help bring the content that we bring to you every single week. So do consider checking all them out and supporting our wonderful cast members in all their creative endeavors, both here and elsewhere. There's been a lot of changes recently on Quest Junkies. I just want to reiterate that while things are indeed changing with this new year, the Quest Junkies train keeps on rolling, and we look forward to bringing you lots of new stories as well as the old favorites every single week. So thank you everybody for your continued support. Thank you for supporting this campaign over the last 50 weeks. And we'll be taking a few weeks break before we come back with episode 51. We'll have some new people at the table. If you would like to apply to be at the table, you still have the chance until the day before Valentine's Day. You just join our Discord, which I'll drop a link in the chat there, and get in touch with myself and give me a character concept. and all will be considered. And as a group, we will decide who will be taking the 2 positions that are available at the table. I believe that concludes the announcements. So... The Wyld Ones. These bold, bodacious, brave assholes. Where were they last we left off? The Citadel of the Morganath, an icy ruin in the far north of Rhódania, once the seat of the power of the gods themselves when they walked amongst mortals on the earth. But that was so long ago, the gods were banished. Their power stripped from this plane. But it seems the threads of destiny that forever tug in the backgrounds were still connected somehow to this place, despite it being barren of all divinity in this plane of existence. Something remained, as it pulled the Wyld Ones ever closer. Their journey aboard the Discourteous Rose, a Skycarver vessel, captained by the ever-illustrious Captain Madeline Crowley. They seeked answers about the Great Reconvergence, an event which has been plaguing the world for the best part of the last decade. An event where people and places seem to appear from other realms, switching with other places and people from other realms. It's how some of this group arrived here. They also were seeking information about why the Shadowfell connects to this, why Fryk's family is tied up in this tapestry of mystery. And during their investigation of the Citadel, they found another Fryk, like a shadowed mirror image. After an initial confrontation and escaping the Citadel to regroup aboard the Discourteous Rose, they did battle with this other Fryk. Both Fryks, out of nowhere, now had a strange medallion embedded into their chest, golden, circular, with inset rubies along the rim. For those of you that have seen the Demetherin 5 miniseries, the amulet should be very familiar to you. But they each had one. 2 Fryks. 2 medallions. After some quick and intricate thinking from the group, the other Fryk was temporarily removed from the equation. Feronia's quick thinking polymorph into a guinea pig quickly took this other Fryk out of the battle. And Wes placed her inside his bag of holding. And while they quickly decided what to do next, the Discourteous Rose began to pull up into the air, away from the Citadel. Because around the Citadel, divinity does not exist. Reese, their cleric companion, has no power in this place. Fryk's warlock abilities cannot manifest. It seems any power bestowed by divine origin just cannot take form in this place. But as the ship rose higher and higher, Wes prepared to take an extreme measure, prepared to fire his pistol into the bag of holding as an attempt to lay a critical blow to this imposter Frike. Just as he was about to pull the trigger, the bag exploded on his waist, dealing extensive damage both to him, to the other Frike, and to Frike herself, as any damage dealt to one seemed to afflict the other as well. And the last image we saw last session, as the group looked over the side of the ship, the space where the bag exploded, reality has cracked open. And pouring out of this space is a familiar black mist. Something that's appeared every time there's been a Convergence event. And it just keeps on coming out. And that is where we rejoin the Wyld Ones. Now, to kick things off, I'd like to ask all of you to make me a fate roll.
Yay.
And what I will inform you is that there is no DC for this roll. But the roll will determine how things conclude tonight.
54.
54.
78.
78.
I believe that's 80.
80.
Nice.
80 and 0.
Oh, 92.
I'm fucked.
92. I didn't tell you what the DC was. I didn't even tell you what the roll
I know.
truly is
I
for.
know.
So you don't know if high or low is good. It could all be good, it could all be bad. We'll just have to find out. So, as we return to the action, you look over the side of the ship. The mist continues to pour out of this gap in the fabric of reality. As Sirenscape starts glitching out.
Well, it was just me.
It's convergence interference.
We're going for a space tunnel.
Let me stop it and restart it.
Just for context, Connell's gonna immediately sprint towards Wes after seeing his best bug get nuked, and just kind of like make sure he's breathing.
No worries. Let me just reset Sirenscape. As you do that, hey, it wouldn't be a QuestJunkies stream if we didn't have technical issues of some sort.
Mm.
Par for the course. Par for the course.
Okay.
Wes! Stay with me, bud. Perfect bros for right, remember? Perfect bros for life.
Frony is gonna dash over and cast Healing Word at 3rd level on Wes. Not gonna let you smarmy get out of it that easily. So that'll be 9 points of healing damage, and while she shouts, "Shit! Shut up!" So.
All right.
Connell kind of like jostles Frona's shoulder. How's Frank? What happened to her?
She was just kind of running all over the place, and then the big bang. Fuck, where is she?
Where is she?
Frank, where's Frank?
Frankie, wake up.
I don't like this.
Call back.
Well, if I can answer, I believe the metal in her chest was burning hot. I imagine that would cause a significant amount of pain. So as soon as that registers to her, she's like breathing through gritted teeth, but I think she would try to look for the other Frike.
Okay. So to answer the specific question, you look towards the back of the ship on the deck, and you see a Frike grimacing in pain. Looking over the side of the ship. Make me a perception check, Frank.
Oh, that dice. Love that. 25.
25. Okay. Your instincts draw your eyes towards the space of the explosion. You see the mist barreling out. You see that the crack is opening further and further with each passing moment. You see that the mist begins to fan out, heading towards the Citadel.
Shit.
And with a perception check of 25, you do see a silhouette, one that looks much like yours, prone on the floor, crawling away in the snow from the crack.
Do I have a sense that Madeline managed to fly us far away enough that whatever divine barrier is erected is at all limited or anything?
I'd say you're not sure, because it was difficult to determine where it started.
Do I have
But you
a
can
sense
see-
of where the others are?
Yes, you can see the others on the deck of the ship. You can see Reese is up by Madeline. Seems to be sort of just stood to the side next to one of the large crystals that sit on either side of the wheel, just sort of holding on, and he looks like he's in prayer. Perhaps trying to reach out to Lady Amira.
After healing Wes, Feronia's gonna... I'm assuming as she's looking around, she notices Frike. Just gonna try and make her way over to Frike as quick as possible as well.
Connor's going to carry West, following Fronia.
And straight away, Feronia's just gonna put her paws on over the metal,
How hot is the
basically.
metal?
For you, it is searing hot. It's like someone's dropped a burning hot coal on your chest. As Feronia, you lay your hands on it. It is as
And
cold
cast-
as the ice around this place.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level on Mummy Frike.
I think she would have tried to hold her hands up and say, "Stay back! It'll burn you!"
I don't give a shit.
And I don't care. Just gonna touch her chest, cast Cure Wounds.
Ew.
Yep, getting the titty bitties out again. So that will be, it's 8 points of healing damage.
8 points of healing damage.
On the titty bitties, though.
Does it work?
4 for each.
You get 8 points of healing damage.
Healing or damage?
Yes.
Yes.
Bit of both.
Why not both?
Hey, I'm keeping it up, this healing damage nonsense, alright? It's gonna be a thing.
It already is a thing.
It will always
Titty
be a
sprinkles. Titty sprinkles come in.
thing. That's the new healing word. When I'm not here, titty sprinkles.
So
Is the pain still there?
pain is still there.
I think she's just gonna sink to her knees and just hold her hands up as if to say, stay away. I don't know what's happening to me. I don't want to hurt you.
Babe, I just touched you and you didn't hurt me, so you don't worry. Your titties are fine, everything else is fine.
Burning from the inside out.
You don't feel hot, you're freezing, pal.
I can't. It hurts.
Connell's gonna take a step closer. Is he familiar with what this could be after being the Shadowfell? Would he have heard stories about something like this? I can do a history check if needs be.
I don't think you would. Not
Okay.
specifically this.
Connell's gonna kind of get down to Frank's level and just kind of like hold one of her hands. While Wes is still over his shoulder, mind you, and he's just gonna like squeeze her hand and say, "Whatever it is, we'll figure it out. We've got each other's backs. We've done it before. We'll do it again. We're gonna get to the bottom of what." And he kind of like he taps the amulet. We're gonna get to the bottom of what this is.
Does it hurt when it gets tapped?
No. And I'll say that the reason is because the pain is that intense that you don't feel it being tapped. Your sensations are already being flooded.
I think Connell, the hand that you're holding is shaking violently. Her palm is probably very sweaty, and even as she tries to make herself look at you and hold herself up, eventually her strength it just gives out, and she falls in a way that she can still see toward the back of the ship, toward where Bizarro is crawling away. Too much. Too much. She's getting away. It's difficult for her to talk through the pain.
Where is she? I'll get her.
She points
That's
the
fine.
shaking hand that you're holding toward the back of the ship.
So we're at the front. Shadow Evil Frank is at the back.
Yes, I think.
Gotcha. Connell's going to put down Wes. He's going to look at Rhódania. She says it's hot. If you want to try and put some like snow on her, she feels cold to me. Connell's going to leg it to try and find Shadow.
Okay. Make an investigation
She
check.
might. I was just gonna
Me
add, she might
or-
start crawling too.
Connell. You start crawling as well. Okay.
That's a 2.
A 2. As the wind has picked up and this new storm begins to emerge, it's difficult. You have to shield your face at times because there's an intense gust of wind, batters the side of the ship, almost pulling you towards the edge of the ship. It's difficult to hold your ground. You don't see her as you get towards the back of the ship.
Connell's gonna... I assume the crew made it back in the ship if it's up in the air.
Yes.
Connell's gonna ask some of the crewmates if they've come across an identical person to Frank.
Hello, Raiders.
Hey Raiders, welcome on in.
Yo. Welcome to Trauma.
Yes, indeed. You speak to a group of the crew that are over in that part of the ship. They seem a little distracted by everything that's going on. But one of them does speak up and say, "What do you mean another fright? She's over there. She looks like she needs help." Pointing over at Frike.
Listen, you don't get it. Seeing a doppelganger is probably like the least strange thing that can happen to us in this world. There's been dragons, there's been things falling from the sky. We just fought a storm monster like yesterday. A second clone of Frike is not the strangest thing. Have you seen clone Frike had red hair? Was that a description I heard?
So.
No.
What was the description, Bridget?
So she doesn't have purple eyes. She has completely black eyes. There's a bevy of scars on one side of her shaved head. Her hair is exactly like Frike's, but it's got some dark purple matted blood around her roots because I have it in a minor headcanon that Shatterkai bleed dark purple. She's also got dark streaks of what looks like blood on her mouth and around her eyes, her nose, and there's a few scars there as well. Physically, they're very similar. It's just she's got Bizarro has a ton of scars on that side of her head, and I actually do have a hero forge of her now.
Yeah, I don't know if Connell would be able to get that specific. Like talking to the crewmates.
I mean, for the sake of
over there.
For the sake of brevity, you give a quick description, and the group sort of look at each other and like, "Oh, I ain't seen that, but we'll have a look."
Stay vigilant. I don't know what this doppelganger is able to pull off. Just know where your friends are, know where your crew are, and report back if you find out something. And he carries on.
Yes, sir.
Posted the picture in the
Hey, Rhódania. Wow. Gotta admit, the old hamster trick was not what I was expecting.
There's a guinea pig actually, but yeah, I thought like, you know, every time we hit her, Frank would get hurt, so I thought, why not just even the playing field a wee bit and just immobilize her, you know? Make her cute and defenseless and, cute.
Well,
But the bag thing was terrifying. I mean, I'm not surprised, but, I mean, you did lose our fucking, what's it called? A lab, experiment room, workshop. But, bloody hell. Are you okay?
Pull the trigger. It came from in the bag.
Sorry, part of me is really holding back from saying the call is coming from inside the house.
What did you have in your bag? Because I'm now worried that whatever you had in your bag is now out there, you know? What do you think it might have been? What shit have you been putting in there?
I don't know. Based on my understanding, we put Auntie Frike in there, who has a bracelet. And if Frike's hurting with her bracelet, I can only imagine there's a correlation that it might have triggered something in the bag. I had everything in there.
Hey, listen. You are fucking rough right now. Can I do anything?
Well, you may have to be doing everything for everyone in just a few moments. Let's figure out where Auntie Frike is and see if Big Cat's okay. By the way, tell Big Cat I think that makes you the better of the cats.
What, he's the better of the cats, eh?
No, you. You turned Auntie Frike into a guinea pig. And he just turned away.
He couldn't do anything. It's not his fault.
Of course not. I'm trying to have a sense of humor about these things. In the end. Yeah, let's go fight.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to Reese, double check that they're all right.
Oi, Palheed. How you coping?
You can see that he's got one paw on one of the crystals at either side of the wheel and the other one against his holy symbol. And he's concentrating. I'm trying to reach out to her. Because we need to get away from there and get my abilities back. Maybe the gods will help us, because they can't while we're there. But maybe we get them to come to us. I'm trying. I don't want to be fucking useless right now. We need to be together.
You're not fucking useless.
And
You're far better than any of us could be, even when you don't have your divine powers.
and she's gonna cast guidance on Reese.
You're better than you know, even without these silly powers.
Well, I hope I can prove that once we get
I know you can.
far away enough. Because I'm gonna guiding bolt that son of a bitch right up the butt.
I'll fucking help you, pal.
Chaos kitties. It's around about this
Listen.
time.
Oh.
Please. No, please continue.
Oh no, it was just a wee throwaway, just to let you know that Wes thinks I'm the better cat, just so you know, but I don't believe him. I think you're the better one.
Well, his taste could be better, but it's not bad taste. You are exceptional.
Anyway,
So it's around about this time. Frony, you're the first to notice this because you're next to Reese. As he's concentrating, his amulet begins to glow. The ship appears to have reached the point where it is far enough away from the citadel that divinity can reach. And in this moment, Reese says, "Now!" And Madeline hard turns the wheel. The ship goes sideways. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw at the sudden jump of the ship.
That'll be a 14.
Natural 20, baby!
Natural 20.
It's going to be an Aelin 20 for me.
Very good.
25.
25. Okay, that is a success from everybody.
Oh, my God.
Fortunately, all of you hear Reese shout right before this happens, so you know something's about to happen, and you prepare yourself and are able to maintain your posture, your composure, as the ship does a hard turn and screeches to a halt in the air, sideways on towards the citadel, now in the distance. There is a flash of light, brighter than almost anything you've ever seen before. And as it dims, on the deck of the ship, you see two figures.
Your sound cut out there. What was that?
Two.
Sorry. On the deck of the ship, you see two figures that were not there before. Familiar. You see Lady Amere, the goddess of the moon. And one only familiar to one of you. A shawl of black feathers and a porcelain mask over the face. The Raven Queen. Stand on the deck of the ship, looking towards the citadel. Just staring. Reese runs over, falls to his knees in front of Lady Amere. I'm sorry, I tried to get you here sooner. I tried, but something over there, it stopped me from reaching you. I didn't have my powers, but you have to help. You have to help. This is really bad. She ignores him completely. They just stand there staring off into the distance.
Oi, shiny bitch. He's talking to you. We need your help.
Make a persuasion check.
A persuasion.
You have
So I've got
advantage.
advantage, haven't I?
You do.
11.
11. She doesn't respond to you. She doesn't even look at you. But in this moment, you look at her and you see a very human expression on her face. Fear. Not very becoming of a goddess, but you recognize it anywhere.
Fuck.
You hear a rumbling in the distance towards the citadel. You look in that direction. You can't help but look as the black mists emanating from the crack in the fabric of reality become a tidal wave of mist.
Cut out a wee bit.
I don't know why it keeps cutting out. Apologies.
Something of mist. A weave of mist?
A tidal wave
Oh.
of mist, which rises up and completely encompasses the citadel, forming a dome. of shadow.
Well, it's a good thing we're inside. What do we do? Surely someone's got an idea or a plan?
Question.
Yes.
In her attempt to claw and scrape forward to catch up to Bizarro, was she at all successful?
Make an investigation check.
14?
14. You don't see her anywhere at the back of the ship. With a 14, you do see a familiar bloodstain. That leads up and around behind the sail at the very back, the far, far back of the ship. That familiar purple.
Be so real with me. Is the pain too excruciating for her to continue?
Make a Constitution saving throw. DC 15.
$13.
A 13. It reaches the point where you're barely hanging on to consciousness at this point. It's like your insides are screaming.
I'll say, for flavoring, her nails might have tried to find purchase in the floorboards of the ship, and they're probably bloody by now. That's how hard she's been trying, but at some point her arms wobble and she can't make herself keep going. She's stuck at this wall of pain and exhaustion, and she rolls over, and I don't know that she would have even registered the divine presences on the ship because she's essentially blinded by everything she's experiencing, and she just, with the breath left in her body, she lets out a wail that turns into an unrestrained, most savage scream. Though she's so depleted that it may not even register to anyone else. Scream.
It does register to someone else. You feel a hand grasp hold of yours. And you force yourself through the pain to open your eyes and look towards your hand. And you see the other Frike.
You're not running.
She doesn't respond, but she does start sobbing.
I think seeing that, Frike would start to get angry. No. You do not get to do that. You left me, and you caused all of this destruction, and for what? Do you see our father here right now? Is he here to welcome you back home with a pat on the back? Because I don't fucking see him. No. This is not how it ends. You don't make me feel sorry for you. She tries to find the strength to keep getting angry, but eventually, like her energy, it keeps depleting, and then it evolves from anger into just the most reluctant sadness. It's the kind of tears that burn as they escape.
Patch will be right back, guys.
Yeah, my camera's just shut itself off. Bear with me.
Okay.
Gotta love tech issues in the middle of a stream.
She just... There was a brief moment when she might have recoiled from the touch of Bizarro, but eventually she just... I imagine both of their strength is depleted by now, so they just sink to the deck of the ship together in this reluctant jumble of limbs, and she does start to cry, and she reaches out and just... could be like it was again. Doesn't have to be this way. You left me, you did, but we can change that. It can't be too late. Can't be too late. We can live our life together. Not chained by his tyranny, by the God's tyranny, by anyone's tyranny. Just come home. And then I think another surge of pain and exhaustion hit, and she actually pulls her close, and we might not be alone in the end. If we have each other. And our friends.
Throughout all of that, she continued to just look at you and cry. And without even saying a word, at this moment, as you look into those black eyes, you see pupils appear, just like yours. And in this moment, there is a connection between you. And without her having to explain why, you know why she's crying. She wasn't trying to crawl away from you. She was trying to put you back together. But the realization hit her that for you to be whole again, it means she stops existing as a separate being.
No matter how long this takes, I think she keeps hold of my hand. I promise. However I can honor you, I will. I know you. You endured so much pain and heartbreak and you didn't deserve that. But it doesn't have to be that way anymore. We can change. We can live free for ourselves. I love you. And I always will. Whatever happens next, she holds her through the entire time.
She looks like she's about to speak, but the moment is interrupted. As the ship is suddenly covered in a flurry of raven's feathers, you look across the deck of the ship, and the rest of you all see this as you are closer. A gargantuan set of raven wings erupt from the back of this figure with the porcelain mask, the Raven Queen. She slowly lifts up into the air. Lady Ymire, by her side, lifts up into the air as well. She now looks down at all of you. And while the Raven Queen does not speak, Lady Ymire does, as she looks towards Reese. We may have no power there, but we made this world. We will not abandon it again. We will do what we can, but we cannot guarantee. We cannot guarantee victory here. So hold your faith and steady the course. Fate hasn't decided what happens next, but you might. As they lift higher up into the air, they are enveloped in a golden divine light. And there is a loud boom as they fire towards the citadel, enshrouded in mist, like a comet. It only takes moments, but as they reach the cloud, They sail through. And nothing happens. The mist closes up behind them. And silence falls once more in this place. The silence is then broken a few moments later by one of the crew. Is that it? I thought there was going to be some sort of mighty boom or something. Captain, orders? Madeline just looks confused and looks to you all. I don't suppose you've got any bright ideas?
Connell steps forward, looking at the point where the two goddesses disappeared. I think they're giving us our shot to get out of here. And he's kind of like fiddling with the coin of the Nimbus in his fingers, and I think I know what I was trying for now. He like holds it and he like points towards the glade. That's my destination.
Okay.
Into the mist.
You fucking crazy.
What hero isn't?
Oh.
I know I've talked a lot about like us doing everything together. Looking at Wes's face fucking falling off and Frike in pieces, and I don't know if I want you guys going there. So I think the best thing we can do is regroup in a city, town nearby. And figure things out from there. But what I do know is I'm going back to Morganath.
Well, I'm not letting you go by yourself.
I don't think it's in the stars for you to risk your life like that, Rhódania.
And who is you to say what's in the stars for me? I'd make my own choices, thank you.
All right. Just know if we're going there, there's a potential we aren't coming back.
I knew that when I got on this fucking sky ship that we probably weren't going to be coming back.
All right. Just no need for the spicy language. I'm just talking to you like a person to person.
Okay.
There's maybe a tap on your thigh for just a moment, as what you feel as a tap actually feels kind of cold. Sort of like putting your finger to ice for the first time. And the finger of Wes actually kind of looks like it's fractured too, and kind of maneuvers his way. The thing about shields is that they're only as good as the person wielding them. And frankly, you're a little too blunt to go without us. So, you've trained for it. You can cover us. We'll be right there with you. Right, Frike?
Right.
Well, like I said, we go back to some town, we regroup, we figure shit out.
Where's the
'Cause
closest town? Do you know? Madeline? Do you know where the closest town is?
It's not the best point to do this, but as the cameras have vanished from the overlay all of a sudden for no explanation, we're going to take a quick break so I can fix this. Apologies, everybody. Again, it wouldn't be QuestJunkies if we didn't have fucking tech issues.
unknown.
Sorry, guys, we'll be right back.
Into the unknown.
It's like with the Brady Bunch saying goodnight to everyone.
Good luck.
And with that, welcome
Sorry.
back. what a phrase to come back on. Hi guys. Apologies for the I want to say unforeseen technical difficulties, but we've been having these difficulties for the last 4 months. So yeah. As much as it's pissing
Blame the
me
wild
off,
brew, it's fine.
we're here for as long as we can be, hopefully to the end of the session this time. Keep your fingers crossed. And yes, apologies for the disruption. So, I don't know how much of that was caught on stream, but where we left off, the group were on board the Discourteous Rose. Let's change the Sirenscape, actually. Since you're back on the ship. Deciding what to do next. 2 of the goddesses of this world had just appeared. And despite claiming that they wouldn't necessarily be able to win whatever battle is happening here, they were going to try. This place that's devoid of divinity. And they launched an assault upon the citadel, which is currently covered in the shadowed mists of a convergence event, one far bigger than anything we've seen before. The group stand on the deck of the ship, wondering what the next move is. Do they
Captain.
Sorry.
continue the fight? Do they retreat and regroup? See if Lady Amire and the Raven Queen can get the job done. It's hard to say. Over to you guys.
Captain, where's the closest, settlement from here, apart from the citadel? Doesn't have to be a town or anything, but where's the closest place that we can kind of regroup and strategize?
She grabs her map and rolls it out onto the wheel of the ship and starts looking. Well, closest place is Bar Admirier. Never been there. Not heard the best of things, but it doesn't have any of what that is. I guess we could go there.
How far away is it?
Let me think. Best part of a day, if the winds are in our favour, but with this storm, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Connell take us a couple steps towards Madeline. Captain, you probably know a lot of word along the seas and the skies. He kind of looks at his own weapons. If we're going up against gods and things that are coming from other dimensions, surely a prestigious captain like yourself would know of some legendary weapons that we could hunt for to give us some kind of level up to go up against whatever that is.
You see, she chuckles a little bit and she says, if I'm honest, I was kind of hoping that the Wyld Ones would be these legendary weapons.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm working towards that status, but have you heard of any mention of like a battle axe, some kind of like firearm, a bow, a sword, a hammer, anything?
Anything magical?
A treasure hunt, perhaps?
I will make a history check.
Guys, we may not need a weapon in the conventional sense, but something to fight the mists or the gods. May not be just a battle axe, but something more esoteric.
Wes, shut up. What if there's like some giant robot we can control, dude? You gotta.
What's
you
a
gotta get your head in
robot?
the game.
Esoteric is a giant robot, you idiot.
What if there's, instead of a Rosie for short, there's a Rosie but large?
Long.
Rosie.
Well, I don't know what
Sorry.
you're talking about. Roses. Roses are not going to help us here. But, I mean, I heard stories when I was a little girl about weapons, but everybody hears these kind of stories. Are they real? Are they fairy tales? Who knows?
Yeah,
I mean,
with all due respect, with what's happening, we don't have the luxury of deciding what's real or not real anymore.
I suppose we don't have the luxury of time either. She looks over to Frike. What do you think, Pet?
Question. How did the stuff with Bizarro get resolved?
It didn't yet. She's still clutching
Oh.
onto you.
Okay. Does she look more like Frike now?
Aside from the change in her eyes, she remains the same.
It's... So probably still holding on to this, like, reluctant hand. She'll just look up and... We're not outpaced without our abilities, but it certainly doesn't help. And I think I wish it could be as simple as finding the one true treasure of them all to fix things, but we do need to rest, so...
How is Wes looking, by the way?
Mechanically, fine, but there is a distinct crackiness to the voice. And you can tell that the visage of light kind of fades in and out. Sort of like a very weak aurora borealis. You can feel the skin is sort of an exterior layer to something, but you're not sure what.
Can I examine the cracks just to see how, I don't know, how fragile they are? Because, I mean, I expect from like an outsider's point of view, it looks like he's either dying on the inside or he's ready to blow. That's what I kind of see it as.
Go ahead and make a medicine check or an arcana check. Your choice.
Medicine, because I have more on that. So that would be a 12.
A 12. It's difficult to determine because you've never seen anything like this before. But the one thing that you are certain of is that right now, through the gritted teeth and the pained voice, Wes is putting on a brave face because there's clearly something not right underneath.
Is there something you're not telling us, Wes? So we need to know now before we get in too deep.
If I had the answer, I would tell you. But I don't even know what's going on. But the first time it happened, it was linked to when I created a convergence. So,
With the workshop.
yeah.
Okay.
What's this about the workshop?
Oh,
Remember
No,
our
it's just-
house?
Yes.
He lost the workshop. Kind of went
But it's-
into the astral sea.
Wait, the astral sea?
Like space and shit.
I swear to God, Wes, if you tell me that you went a space pirate adventure without me,
That's for him to say. I wasn't there.
you know, it's fine. Look, I trust you. You wouldn't do that. I know you wouldn't have a space pirate adventure without me. It's all good. Anyway, wait, continue. I was interrupting.
It's alright, it's alright. I've forgotten what I was gonna say now. But yeah. We, need to be looked at. But first of all, you need to rest.
I don't think you rest this off. Two things. Number one, the fact that Frike's necklace is burning after that event means that it's connected to something. Number two, if we go back, we need to let everyone know, because I don't think this is a normal convergence event. If two deities have to intervene. So if we're going, we go now, or if we go back and help them, we go back and help them now. Either way, I don't want to know what the next tapestry writes out to be inside that entrance chamber.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm happy to go either way. I know that if I were the goddesses and stuff and I was having a rough time, I'd like to think that I'd get back up. But then again, they probably don't expect it. So, it's a matter of time.
If there is something we can do for them, then it would be worth it, I think. Maybe we try.
So, go back to the Citadel then.
Real quick. Also going to spend 2 key points to use quickened healing on herself. Goodbye key points.
What does that look like?
Trying to find it. Since it's a monk-based ability, I don't imagine it would be tied up with like pact magic, so not like purpley, but
You just flex the
If
wounds
they're-
away.
if there is like dried blood around the mouth or anything, or from like open wounds, because she's sitting pretty at 27 out of 75 hit points. I imagine like it's like accelerated healing on a show like Take Your Pick. I'll just arbitrarily say Teen Wolf. The bones will knit themselves back together. Some maybe like a couple scars will close, and yeah.
Has anybody seen Kung Pao Enter the Fist? All I'm imagining is the scene where like the guy's trying to get out of bed and he's just all, no, sit down, rest.
Oh, that one. Hit a spot.
So, how much did you heal?
Roll for that. shit. I just had it. Where did it go? +4, so 8. 8 total.
Okay. It's 8 to both Frykes.
Yeah.
Oh,
The other Fryke lets
Oh,
go
no.
of your hand. Straightens herself up. Looks to the rest of you. Looks over to Madeline. Then back to Fryke. Still crying, but she seems a bit more controlled now.
Should we be concerned about this, Frank?
I think she'll just hold up a hand. She just needs a minute with her. And in what I'm sure is going to be the most important persuasion check of her life, she's going to just look her very seriously in the eyes and just tell her that we're stronger together. It's okay if we can't be together right now, but we can work together. We can. I believe that we can.
It'll come at a cost.
What cost?
Your power comes from the Raven Queen. Mine doesn't. Mine comes from him. The one behind the curtain. I will do this if you want, but there will be consequences.
They may have given you that power, but that's never defined us before. These abilities that I'm not sure how long you've had yours, but mine are still new. They don't work down there, but that's fine. We're just as powerful without magic.
I guess this is it then. Looks back at the rest of the group before looking back to Fryke. I did always wonder what it would be like to have found family. And she extends her arms. And if you're willing, we'll pull you in for a hug.
She'll do it.
The moment that your bodies intertwine in this hug, the two medallions make contact with each other. There is a flash of energy, a gust of wind on the deck of the Discourteous Rose. And where they were stood as the light fades, there is now just Fryke. Looking as she normally does, but a little leaner. A little taller. Fryke, you may take the benefits of a long rest.
The medallion still there?
No. The medallion is gone.
Okay.
But you don't notice that immediately because your attention is taken elsewhere, as is the rest of the group. As there is another flash of light, but this is not magical light. This is pure white. As a pair of white wings erupt from the back of Frike. You have a flight speed of 60. Just so you know. How do you all react to this?
Patrick's jealous. Connell is flabbergasted.
He's so overwhelmed at this point, but like this breathless little laugh escapes her, and I imagine like they're new limbs she's never used before. She might be a trifle awkward with them, but like try and roll her shoulders and get used to how they feel, and maybe like reach up and try to like grab at a feather. I have no idea what this means.
Is
But
the Frike died, guys?
Okay.
The wrath. That's all I keep thinking.
Over the next few moments, Frike, it's like synapses in your brain begin to awaken. As memories merge from this other Frike, experiences that she had while you were banished. Knowledge awakens within your mind. And with that comes the consequence. Because you now know what's about to happen next. If we had the Stradalicious stress point system, you would take a point of stress right now. Because as you're about to tell your friends about the realization you've just had, there is a loud boom. You look over at the citadel and this dome of mist. There is a funnel of this shadow which strikes upward into the sky and then starts filling out the entire skyline from horizon to horizon. The wind picks up and starts howling.
Connell grabs onto the wee ones.
And as you do, you look down towards the citadel as the mist begins to clear. The citadel is gone.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But something else stands in its place. A city. Familiar to two of you.
Who?
It's not
Oh,
too long.
okay,
It's not
never mind.
too long Not too long since you last saw this place, Connell. A little bit longer for Frike. The city of Luyana now stands directly below you. Freshly converged from the Shadowfell, the seat of power of Frike's father. Frike, this isn't just a convergence event. This is it. Everything your father planned at the behest of his master. The Great Reconvergence. And it only starts here. Madeline shouts out to you all. Well, I think we need to decide. Are we going down there to fuck shit up? Or are we going elsewhere? Because I need to know now.
Fuck shit up.
We do what we do best. Fuck shit up.
We just lost 2 gods, and I'm hankering to get them back. Full steam ahead, Captain.
Yes?
I have several, but I'll just ask one. Does it seem wise to go into the city knowing what she knows now?
Give me an insight check.
Okay. I do have inspiration from Aelin.
You do.
Thanks, Alan.
Oh, it's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. With all this newfound knowledge, weighing up the options, either way, things are pretty bad. If you run, you just find out what happens. If you stay, you might be able to do something about it. Question is, do you really want to write your own destiny? Or do you want to have it written for you, like it has been up to this point?
She is gonna cross the deck and just move closer to Madeline and just nod and go. Back down. Take us back down, please.
Well, how do I look?
Immaculate as always.
Rhódania is gonna look over to Reese and shout up to him. I'm assuming he's still by the crystals.
Mm-hmm.
Shout up to him.
Well, shit or get off the pot. You coming with us? Okay,
Fuck
say
it.
no.
Fuck it. Wyld Ones. Let's go be wild. Against my better judgment. Okay. He fires off a quick guiding bolt just to check his powers are back. First level. He's not gonna waste his high level slots.
Pew, pew, pew.
Okay. I feel better now. I've got my groove back. Let's go do what we do best.
Let's do this. Muffin time.
Triceratops.
God.
Okay. Madeline puts one hand on the wheel spins it as hard as she can. There's a hard right turn of the ship, and she slams down on one of the crystals, and the ship just full speed
Floor it, baby.
towards the city. It pulls in very close. Madeline shouts out, "Does anyone want to direct me? I don't know where we're going. I just see the big place and..."
Assist if I can.
I mean, I assume there's the big column of whatever the fuck that is. I can go to where that's coming from.
Anything that looks like a helipad, basically, Frankie's looking for to try and assist.
There's a man with some lights and he's doing that. Shall we go to him?
Communicating in high fantasy semaphore.
Casting dancing lights.
If it's kind of the exact city, would Connell know a good location to kind of like be dropped off at?
Give me a history check. Just see if you can remember.
Nope, that's cocked. That's 17.
17, okay. So, you didn't go too far into the city. You mainly stayed in the outskirts because you didn't want to be caught. But the central castle stands higher than everywhere else. There is a large spire at the center of it, which is where this smoke is emanating from. Anywhere around there would probably be good. Maybe not quite on top of it, but she's a good pilot, so...
Madeline, just past that sign over there that says Sheffield. It looks like a piece of shit, but it should be okay.
Oof. Hey, Tally went to university there. Be kind.
But the patch, that's the question.
I wanted to go to university there. She says in the chat, you don't need to be.
Amazing.
Let me check. All right, so the ship continues barreling forwards. As it does, we get raided. Tales of Initiative, welcome on in. We are in the
Sheffield.
climactic scenes at the end, towards the end, of our season finale of the Rhódania Chronicles. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you enjoy this last little segment also. As the ship pilots over the Shadowfell city that now lies on the material plane, you look into the city and you see all manner of creatures and beasts roaming the streets, looking up at the new skyline and the ship that roars over. You see a pack of familiar creatures to a recent experience you all had in a dream, as a herd of galvanized prowlers, colossal electric beasts, look with intrigue at the ship flying over. May or may not turn in the direction that you're going. As you get closer to the central castle, Madeline does like a fucking, what's it called? Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift skirt of the ship.
And the sky.
In the sky, leaves a trail of cloud. Pulls right up to the top of a building that's next to where the castle is. And the crew throws down some ropes that lower down to the roof of this building. Now or never.
We start making our way, I guess. As we're making our way towards like the ropes and with like the rest of the crew. Connell's checking in with everybody, kind of giving them a little briefing of what's about to happen. Like he's telling them about what he knows about the monsters. He's gonna drop the info of what the streets are like, and he's also going to inform them very briefly about the fact that there's 4 Genasis that are like roaming around here that could be here or not. And there's also the potential of, you know, Shatterkais coming after us too. So that's all, G.
Mm-hmm. One by one, you lower down the ropes onto the roof of this building. As you do, you look off in the distance towards the castle and you see another herd of these galvanized prowlers running at you before being engulfed in flame from the discourteous roads as Madeline is attempting to provide some level of air support for you to clear a path forward. You can hear her laughing maniacally as she does. The way ahead is clear.
We dash. We make our move.
Okay.
You guys know the streets. Clearly, where's the best place to go to? Where next?
The streets are kind of desolate, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's yeah.
You can see ahead of you that there is like a clear path towards where the castle grounds are. There's like a large open courtyard in front of the castle. It's the front door, but it's the clearest way to go in, so.
Maybe knock first?
Okay.
Yeah, onward. Let's go. As we're rolling along, Connell's just going to be like checking with everybody again. Wes, how's your facelift holding in there?
Still prettier than yours.
That's a spirit. Little cat, how's the stars looking?
Shiny as always.
Shiny and shit. And Frank, we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Do they work? What?
She'll try to flap them once to see what it does.
They flap.
It's like a baby bird realizing there's something outside the nest. It's kind of adorable in its own little way.
Need stick, cat stick, love you way.
I swear to God, if Frank falls, all I'm imagining is like the Family Guy like fall over pose with like the arm behind.
Ah!
I mean, that's your next Pattoon's art.
Oh, of course.
Okay,
Oh,
so
Every single party member.
She's barely confident in these new appendages, but she just gives the shaky thumbs up to Connell.
okay.
All right, let's go. Connell's carrying Wes, and he's like whispering, be like, I know you probably don't have anything left, but if you can make any healing potions, that would be quite rad.
Actually, I can. The bag was just my little luxury bag to pretend that I was more prepared than I already am. But I got it covered. You don't need to carry me. Seriously, it's just my voice box.
Connell's carrying him. Piggybacks out. You can use his head as a table.
You fucking asshole. I can't work with these beakers. Patch, let us, while we're running, expend 3 of our final first level spell slots to make a potion of healing for Frike, Rhódania, and Connell.
Okay. I'll allow it. As you continue dashing forward, you reach the courtyard. There's no guards. Every time you've scouted this out before, Connell, there's been quite a heavy guard presence. Vrike, the memories you now have of this place, it's always been guards. There are no guards here. As you get close to the gate is open.
Remember your training. Remember your training. Remember your training. Remember your training. Remember your training.
It's not a trap if you just tell yourself it's not.
Hey,
Like to-
Underdark Pete's, is it normal for this to be so hospitable?
No.
Hey, if you want, I can, I don't know, make myself little and see if I can sneak in.
I think we should sneak in. Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What, together?
Yeah, I don't... This is a brand new city to you guys, to... I'm still figuring out where everything is, but I don't think we should separate.
Mm-mm.
Uh-oh.
We don't know what's ahead of us. We gotta stick together, guys. Connell's just like kind of quickly scouting around, trying to find like if he recognizes a place, like from all the talks with Favos. Is there any like access points or sneaky exits, or is it just front door?
In this part of the city, it's just the front door.
All right, we going in.
Okay.
Leroy Jenkins, watch over us.
As you enter the courtyard of the city, you are greeted with a sight that you did not expect to see. A figure, maybe 10, 11, 12 feet tall, a long dark cloak, stands tall and proud, with arms extended and hands round the throats of Lady Amire and the Raven Queen, holding them up into the air. You've seen this figure before, Frank.
The Dancer of Shadows.
It's not the Dancer of Shadows.
What?
Is it Daddy?
The man behind the
Is
curtain reveals himself. The former god of death.
No thanks.
Looks over to you. The gods in his hands, still alive, struggling. You can see them bleeding. They look mortal in this moment. But they also look like they're being kept alive. And so, you have decided to embrace what was written. Welcome to Luyana, Wyld Ones. I expect you're here to stop me, save this place. What are you here for?
We're here to put a stop to your evil ways.
Fascinating. How do you intend to do this, I wonder? What do you think, Amire, dear sister? You think they have what it takes? Reese is going to cast a 4th level guiding bolt at this figure. because
Get him.
his god is being held at neck point. Neck point? Is that a word? I don't know if that's a word.
At the Frocus.
I'm going to roll my
The
Caleb
focus.
dice because we want it to be a good roll.
Come on, Reese.
Natural 20.
Hey, yo!
Fucking get it, Reese. Fucking get it.
Okay.
Straight from the Moonkeep.
So, Mai, you've got a guiding bolt. How much damage is a 4th level guiding bolt on your character sheet?
Let's have a looky cookie. 7d6.
Okay. Would you like to do the honors?
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and shit, I need another one. Wait a minute. Why do I have
This
just
episode of
keep
Quest Junkies is
here?
brought to you by Subfay. Subfay, eat fresh.
Fresh.
Sorry. They,
That's Pat Toons proving, as always, that he is our Sam Riegel.
so we've got 6. Wait. Oh gosh, this is when I have to get my adding up. So 12, 16, 20, 25.
Today's maths was also provided to you today by
29.
Lavish Chateau. Ooh,
29 points of
29.
radiant damage.
Okay. So 29 doubled because it was a crit.
58.
6.
58 points of radiant damage.
Damn, my math's quick there. I'm
As
stupid usually.
just to give it a little bit of flair, as Reese realizes who is being held by the throat, the emotion roils up inside him. This still just a kid, just set out to explore the world, and is now in this situation. And the frustration of wanting to go home and make sure his family are okay in whatever is happening to the world right now was just unleashed in this burning guiding bolt, leaving the palm of his paw, making direct contact with the bridge of the nose of this figure, whose head jolts back. Now, the other aspect of Guiding Bolt is that it lights up the target for the next attack. Which means we now see the face under the hood. Which is a skull. A large, bulbous, jagged skull. No eyes, just voids. And a smile that curves a little bit further up than it should.
A Glasgow smile.
A little bit inspired by someone's accidental canonization in an animatic they made a long time ago.
And who the fuck was that? Fuck.
A resident artist, maybe?
Damn.
The smile grows as he looks down at Reese. You wield power. Hmm? Well, my sister bores me anyway. You can have her! And he throws her directly at Reese. As she
Connell
flies...
goes to- Sorry, go on.
No,
Sorry.
go. If you want to try and do something, go ahead.
Connell is going to go in for the assist, but in doing so, he activates his ultimate shield. So, like, his form just cracks open, and like he has the same appearance you've seen him at the tournament. He's now mastered the ability, and he goes for the catch of Reese's god.
You're trying to catch a god. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Go ahead and make an athletics or acrobatics check. DC 24.
Oh.
This is a god being thrown by another god. This ain't Hackersack.
No, I get it. Fuck, man. Okay. I literally I have to get a 19 or 20 for this to succeed.
It's possible.
Come on.
I got a 17. Oh wait, 17 on the dice. Plus 17 on the dice plus athletics 4. That's a 21. Don't do it.
21. You lunge forward with the newfound Ultima Shield ability. You manage to get there in time. But the force of this entity, this divine being thrown towards you, pushes you to the side. As she begins to glow this strange purple light, she collides with Reese. As he shouts, "Zemiri!" There is a flash of light. And they're both gone.
Reese.
Connell gets back up to his feet, looks at where Reese was, and screams and just like charges towards the Death God.
Okay.
Give us back our big cat, asshole. The cloak of the Montebank billows. For a moment, West disappears before reappearing 15 feet above the god. And if it still has the guiding bolt, we're going to take out a pistol and fire at him.
Okay, go ahead.
With advantage. Good. Needed that. That is going to be 19 plus 25 to hit.
25 hits.
Do I get sneak attack damage?
Sure. I'll allow it.
Because of the flanking. Yeah, boy. That ain't much, but we take it when we can get it. All right, amazing. That's going to be 15 points of bullet damage.
15 points of bullet damage. All right.
For your Valentine.
What's everyone else doing? I'm going to give you each a round.
Technically, I've already had my turn.
Okay, Frank?
Has he dropped the Raven Queen, or he's still holding on?
Still holding on.
Okay. How far away am I?
We'll say about 80 feet.
80 feet. Would Step of the Wind impact my new flying speed?
I'll allow it.
Okay. So that would give me a bonus action dash to double my movement, and I think... Oh wait, let me mark that key. She would attempt to get a running start and then use her wings to lift off of the ground with the intent of not charging him directly, but going for his arm, because in her mind she's like rationalizing this as Skull probably doesn't have regular like body parts, so she's thinking that if she charges at his arm, like targets his arm, that she could probably like snap it off if she hits him with enough force.
Okay.
And
cool.
That was my thinking. So trying to become a little speeding bullet and charge him with the intent of making him let go of the Raven Queen.
All right. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Would that just be like an unarmed strike modifier?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, 22 to hit.
22 misses.
Damn.
All right.
As you fly towards the arm, it's strange. You go for like the point where the inside of where the elbow is, and just as you're about to make contact, the elbow snaps in the opposite direction and hits you back. You don't take any damage, but it bounces you back 10 feet with the force, and it snaps back into place.
So if that's technically that was a bonus action, but we each get an action.
I'd say that would be an action.
Okay, that was an action. All right, then that's me.
Okay. Rhódania?
I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at 4th level.
Okay.
I'm going to use the same dice because they seem to be lucky. She says, okay, so does... Not so lucky. My D20 isn't lucky today. A 11 hit. Probably not.
It's a miss, unfortunately.
Okay.
I think
You're going to die still. I'm using the other one.
Maybe the fear of the moment just grips you for a second as your hand shakes and the aim goes just to the side as you unleash the magic. Okay. There is player inspiration for Frike from Talia, saying, "Here you go, sweet Frike angel, kick ass, please and thanks."
Thank you.
All right. He turns to the side a little bit so that the form of the Raven Queen is facing all of you. And he just turns his head to the side so that he's looking at you. Last chance. And he squeezes his hand, and the Raven Queen vanishes. And he's not going to do anything else at this point. What are you doing?
Do we have to roll initiative or anything?
I mean, he's not engaging with you, so technically there is no initiative. So
Okay.
Okay.
you can take action. You can take a round each again if you wish, but he's not rolling initiative against you.
Is it
Coffee
free
motherfucker.
action?
Okay.
Is it a free action to fall on top of him? Because I'm 15 feet above him.
You can certainly try.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll try and suplex the bitch.
I swear to God.
Okay.
There's no way. There's no shot. He's got a modifier of 0. There's no fucking shot unless it's a natural 20. It's an 11.
God.
As you lower down to this god of death, the head just immediately 90-degree turns up to look directly at you. A purple light begins to surround you. Westerly Strider. Any parting thoughts before you are converged away?
It's weird to have a dream about falling because you only think about what happens when you fall and hit the ground, but you kind of feel like life doesn't exist when you're falling. You're sort of in this state of perpetual stillness. And I think that's what Wes feels for just a moment. Where does Wes converge to?
We'll find out at the end.
There's a flash of his remodel with Frike when there's two mommies on the street. There's a flash of Rhódania building the arm for Connell's mom. There's a moment with Reese bickering in the living room. There's a moment with Connell and Berthie 3 years ago on the podium. And there's a moment with his sister. The moment he found out that he would be an uncle. Keyword being would. And I'd like to think that Wes finally bursts. And the exterior cocoon of his face, like broken pieces of a vase, rain down below and fall to the ground and shatter.
Who's next?
Me, please.
Rhódania.
Seeing this happen, Rhódania is literally just like screaming, no! And she's going to cast Enlarge on herself. But I can only do one action, can't I?
Depends what you have in mind. What do you want to do?
The thing I have in mind requires an action. It's not a bonus action, so.
It's your last session, I'll allow it.
Okay. Rhódania casts Enlarge on herself. And if you allow me to have the reins on this,
By all
she
means.
wild shapes into a alligator. But halfway through, she attempts to do this. I don't know if it's to do with the fact that she's been drinking wild brew for God knows how long, and because of all the reconvergence and everything that's happening. But she doesn't wild shape into an alligator. She wild shapes into a nuggle. And for those of you who are unfamiliar as to what a nuggle is, it is think of a fey Shetland pony. And it's all calico pattern all over her. And as she's kind of like running towards the big guy, the fuckhead, you can just hear her give out a big old neigh, and there's like almost like shiny stardust behind her, like as she's kind of like running, or cantering, I should probably say. Let me just get the stat block up.
So we've gone from Sailor Moon to My Little Pony.
Pretty much. Sorry, here we go. I got it. Do you want me to send it to you?
Sure.
Okay.
The rest of you see this happen. The first time, seemingly, Rhódania's genuinely attempted to wild shape. And it looked like something went wrong. But this little nuggle continues running. Running towards whatever comes next. As she gets close, she is enveloped in a similar purple hue. Rhódania, in this moment, what's going through that furry little mind of yours before the convergence takes you away?
As hard as she tries to try and reverse what she did, even just to try and get away, she realizes she can't. And she's made a huge mistake even getting on that airship to begin with. All she's lost is her friends, first Bob, then Reese, then Wes, and now she's losing the rest of the Wyld Ones and her family, and all she keeps thinking about is waking up in the forest and that she's going to be all alone again. The Wyld Ones are no longer the Wyld Ones. She turns back to the rest. And as much as she tries to say, run while you can, the only thing that comes out is a whinny.
With that, flash of light, and she's gone. Connell? Frank?
Connell, in the same, like in the previous action mentioned, he was still running toward, maybe trying to like get back on his feet after trying to catch the goddess, but in a almost by the time he got back to his feet, 3 of his friends are gone. And he just screams and shouts, and it's almost like guttural, like it's coming from the very depths of his like diaphragm as he like just runs for the guy. Like tears coming out of his eyes. He's just, I mean, thematically, they're not going to hit because of the requirement of it, but he's using Great Weapon Master, putting as much effort into the attacks just out of a pure desperation at the fact that he was unable to save his friends.
Point of order. As Connell moves, Frank will shout, "I love you."
Connell looks back towards Frank and fuck, man. He just gives that look as if I love you too. He just can't muster the words right now. As he goes for as many hits as he possibly can against Skullhead.
Hits keep on coming and coming. He takes them. He starts laughing. He pulls his hand back, the one that once clasped the throat of the Raven Queen, and just unleashes a punch directly into the solar plexus of Connell, sending you rocketing backwards. Immediately towards Frike. Frike, you have a moment to do any kind of reaction that you would want to do.
Like missile.
Go ahead.
That probably doesn't do anything. That's a 16.
16.
Deflect me.
She would catch you and then attempt to throw you back.
The good thing is you do catch Connell. You had to jump into the air with your newfound wings to gain the height to catch him, but the sheer force that he has been hit sends you both skyrocketing through the air, out through the courtyard. You just hear laughter in the distance as a familiar purple light begins to take both of you.
Can I try pull out the sending stone?
Mm-hmm.
If you'll allow 2 different messages in rapid fire, they're both going to be very short.
Can certainly try.
First, she's just going to say a quick I love you to Madeline. And second, considering she doesn't know his name, but she knows his face, and she's met the god, the artist formerly known as Relevant. She's going to attempt to send a message with just 3 words. Go fuck yourself.
Respect.
Once we've after we've made contact with the ground and we're the lights enveloping, Connell's doing his best to get to his feet again, trying to rustle around, grab his weapon, and he kind of swears under his breath, "You won't get away taking my best friends," as whatever happens next.
One final question for you both. Well, only one of you needs to answer. Do you hold on to each other as the light takes you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a flash of light. Blinding. And eventually it fades. as we bring tonight's session and this season of Rhódania to a close, while this is not necessarily all things that you would be witness to, I think it's only fair that as players, you be aware of this. Rhódania.
Aye. Nay.
You eventually regain consciousness, your vision blurry. As you try to get to your feet, you struggle and you realize you're still in this form. You can't seem to shift it. As your vision clears, you take in your surroundings. You're in a jungle. A vibrantly colored jungle. And you look up into the sky and you see 11 moons above. Safe to yes.
Okay.
Safe to say, I don't think you are in Rhódania at this moment
Sorry.
in time.
I was thinking of Wisdom Balls.
That's kind of why I said it.
Don't think we're in Rhódania anymore. Okay. Please don't be any
Wes.
dinosaurs in this jungle.
You'll find out. Wes, that feeling of bursting in those last moments, I think you were prepared to let go in that moment, accepting what was to come. And yet, you come to consciousness. Eyes blurry. But as they readjust to your surroundings, you find yourself somewhere you've been before. The vibrant colours of the astral sea shine ever so bright. As you find yourself rising from the floor of a particular astrolabe that you once visited, where you reconstructed a branch of Palor to get back home, which now lies in ruins. And your only companion here, for however long, is your own thoughts.
So, I think the skin heals and looks exactly like he was. It's almost as if he was caught in the picture and stepped out of it from the first outfit that we saw. His hands in his pockets. He looks out into the vast expanse, watching stars live and die. Dear sister, I fucked up. And the screen pans for a moment. And the last thought that maybe we as the audience hear. Tried. And I'm sorry, that's not enough.
Our view turns to Reese, slowly coming to consciousness, next to the mortally wounded but alive Lady Amire, who is sat up with her hand up to the sky, appearing to be conducting some sort of incantation. And as Reese's vision clears, his breath is taken away for a moment as he realizes he's home. The island of Galea. As Lady Amire, having a taste of mortality, recreates the divine barrier that sealed the island away, shielding herself, Reese, and the rest of his kind behind its walls for however long is required. Our view now pulls to a lake. A small fishing boat under a beautiful night sky in western Rhódania. Two familiar figures are cuddled up in this fishing boat, stargazing. As purple light begins to glow around, they look at each other. As the bartender from the Discourteous Rose and Bob Crandall share a tender moment before the convergence takes them away. As for Connell and Frike, you both come to consciousness around about the same time. Not sure where you are at first, vision is blurry, but you are together. And as your senses readjust, you find yourself in the backyard of your home in Berthy.
Oh no.
Under a night sky, sun beginning to crest over the horizon. And the last thing we see, or should I say hear, as we bring this season to a close, is a sound in the distance unlike anything we've heard before. The view pulls away from the city of Berthy up into the sky as this perpetual cloud from the convergence moves across the skyline, making its way across the whole of Rhódania at this point. And as it clears, The sun will not shine on Rhódania again. The true purpose of the Great Reconvergence was enacted. As the continent of Rhódania no longer resides on the mortal plane. But the Shadowfell does. And as we hear the cries of whatever this horrific titan of a beast now resides in this space, that's all for this season. But I will leave you with one very important message, just in response to something that was said at the table tonight. While we won't see all of these faces together again, while we won't see some for a while, Connell and Frike did not let go. So the Wyld Ones are not gone. I'm pretty sure that's one of Connell's rules somewhere. I'm sure it is. If it's not, it can be added to the list.
Rule 102.
Clause B.
Ride together, die together, bad boys for life.
What a poetic way to finish off the campaign. Not the campaign, this season. Okay. That does it for this season. Guys, 50 sessions. Thank you so much, everyone who's been watching from home. Thank you to my incredible players at the table. So many emotions right now. I will again make very, very clear. Rhódania Chronicles will be back in a few weeks' time, continuing this campaign, but a new season with some new faces. But the story continues, as the threats still remain. And I'm sure Rhódania can get a little bit more wild. So, let's go around the table. My friends, please reintroduce yourself, plug anything you have to plug. And tell me your favorite thing about being a Wyld One. And we're going to start with Frike.
Oh, hi. I'm Bridget. I play Frank, the Way of the Long Dead Shadowcat Bug. And one of my favorite things about being a part of this table is that the story it doesn't end, it just evolves, it changes, and it grows, and all of the characters grow along with it.
Couldn't agree more. Anything you'd like to plug?
I'm here most of the time, and when I'm not here, I'm over on QuestJunkiesUK every other Friday, and when I'm not on stream, you can find me behind the scenes, recapping, fanficking, lore keeping, all that good stuff. And that's me.
Thank you so much. Colin McGinnisy.
Hello everyone, I'm Patrick, aka Pattoons. Sometimes I draw art, but on Monday afternoons I play the broken shield of the Wyld Ones, Conall McGinnisy, Earth Genasi Rune Fighter. Fuck, what to even say? Like, I know, like, life and commitments and stuff change, and people want to do different things, and like, but man, like the entire time since I moved to Canada, like it's just been get back to the table, and the universe fucked with us like over Christmas, but like the welcoming of not only the community but all my like the fact that I didn't tell any of my other players that I was coming back to the table, and all of their faces were priceless, and it just was truly special for me, and it just makes you feel that you're making a difference in people's lives when they're excited to see you every week. And man, like during the session, as soon as like we got there and stuff started playing out, it's just like it's the uncomfortable roller coaster you just have to sit through, and you just have to let it happen, because it's not like, oh, they're back next week. It's just like you just have to let it happen. It sucks, but it's life, and I'll miss every one of you guys. To plug some things, I'm gonna drop a link to a TikTok that I made in the chat. Every one of the players have been tagged in it, so they can probably watch in their own time. I've posted art into the Rhódania chat and the art channel. Yeah, that's all I'm plugging today, guys.
Okay. Thank you so much. Wes.
Hi, friends. That was traumatizing. I'm Mike, literally Grim in Chat. You can find me. We are finishing our Out of the Abyss campaign very soon. You'll find that on QuestJunkiesUK every Wednesday. The question of what it means to be a wild one, I think, is very heavy, and something I could probably give a dissertation on, as well as anyone else at this table could. But tonight, especially, speaks to the idea that wild ones are seekers of a personal truth. And I think oftentimes when we make adventures, we have these stories together. Part of it is trying to discover what about our characters make us. I think it's the wild ones who make each other. And that's sort of beautiful in its own way. It's not a linear path. It's how the wild ones affected each other and continue to affect each other. And for the players who have been here before and the players who will come after, I hope that they understand that the personal truth and the journey to your personal truth starts with the people willing to share it with you.
Thank you so much. And last but certainly not least, Rhódania.
Hi. I'm Mai, aka Mart the Pirate. I was Rhódania, the Circle Stars Feely's Druid Artificer, Wyld Brew Creator Extraordinaire, but not for the last time. You can find me on social media as Mart the Pirate, Mart Pirate on YouTube, TikTok, all that shit. My last moment with Quest Junkies until I take my break will be on Wednesday when we've got Lore Junkies. If you didn't catch my last session, it's on YouTube, on the Quest Junkies YouTube for there, when I played Jimothy, the not-so-eloquent College of Eloquence Kitsune Bard Rogue. You can also find me every other Saturday over on QuestJunkiesUK's channel. Thankfully, you can still find me playing D&D whilst I'm on my break. in Fandelver and below with this, which way you're there, with this heartbreaker here. And the reason why I'm taking a break, guys, is because I'm going to be in a production of Macbeth as Lady Macbeth. So, yeah. So I'll be off for the next few months until my my return. Some people were asking if they were going to be able to watch it in some way, like if it's going to be recorded. Still waiting to hear back, but it looks like it's highly likely we're going to be recording it. So I'll let you know about that if anyone can't make it, which I'm assuming is all of you. So I'll let you know when and where you can watch it. And you know, what I love about being a wild one is going from a very toxic campaign to then coming to a party with a DM who isn't all about himself. It's about creating a space for the players at the table, having friends, new friends. I still love my old table, don't get me wrong. I still play with them. But the friends I've made here, and like Pat said as well, looking forward to coming to play every week. It's something that I look forward to when I'm at work. You know, I'm thinking this is the way that I can go and escape. And it's really helped me learn to be a better player, to learn more. And I know we're not saying favorite moments. I thought your girl fucking wild shaped. At last. Because I've been so scared of that. That's also another thing I love about being a wild one, is not just the fact that we all have parts to play, but also just getting over the fear of things and just trying it anyway, you know. And I'm really gonna fucking miss you guys. I'll see you in a few months.
It's genuinely one of the highest compliments a DM can receive. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. That's
I'll
what
give
it's
you
all
my
about.
notes after the session.
Just send the money through PayPal, yeah.
Not that kind of notes. Not that kind of notes.
Thank you so much. And I have been Patch, your ever humble dungeon master. I played everybody else. You can find me here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in some shape or form. Right here on Quest Junkies, this is my home. You can find me every other Friday, including this Friday, over on Phoenix Uwaki in the Sense Tyranny campaign, playing the sassy yet classy Order of Scribes, Kalishtar Wizard Cleric, Kaelin Stargrove. We have a very special stream coming this Thursday. It's not only my birthday, but we're premiering Episode 1 of Candela Obscura, The Circle of Blood and Time. GM'd by the ever-incredible Scarlet Song, who is in the chat. Featuring a stellar cast of players and a 5 and a bit hours story of terror, gore, and just incredible storytelling. Possibly our finest work in terms of production, certainly. So do stick around for the information about that. We're going to try and multi-stream it. I'm going to try and set that up this week. But the place that you will certainly find it is on YouTube. I think that's that for now. The Rhódania Chronicles will go on a slight hiatus for the next few weeks while we decide who our new Wyld Ones will be. And then we'll come back with episode 51. We'll pick this story right back up. Now, technically I'm not a wild one because I'm the DM. But in a manner of
You're a
speaking,
mild one.
in a manner of speaking, I am because Brim was a wild one. The smallest small boy who would have a small boy. But the thing that is truly most special about being a wild one, from my perspective, is it's the whole reason Quest Junkies exists. Because doing this campaign allows me the privilege and the pleasure to sit at this table with some of my bestest friends, have a laugh, have a cry, tell an incredible story together. And whether we achieve heights of fame or get forgotten into obscurity in the months and years to come, I don't give a fuck. Because none of it matters. What matters is what happens at the table with the people who are dearest to me. I wouldn't change this for the whole world. Being a wild one is everything about being a Quest Junkie. And no one will do it better than you guys. Love you all so much.
You're alright.
1, 2, 3, shit cunts.
There we go.
Shoot, code.
Love you. Don't worry.
And on
we
that
do.
bombshell, we're going to wrap up tonight. We're going to go raid. I believe our dear friends over at Bards of New York are streaming. Let's go give them some love. Until then, all the love to you at home. All the love to you at the table. And I guess,
Ciao for now.
if there's anything else left to say,
Cunt.
Shit cunt.
Roll a D100. Wild Magic Surge. Wild Brew. Wild Ones.
We'll be
Muffin Men.
we'll be ready
Muffin time.
to fuck after these messages. Brought to you by Subway.
Oh, fucking hell.
you see what I have to put away? You see why we're going on break? If there's anything else left to say, long live the Wyld Ones. Good night.
Bye.